Anyways, welcome back, everybody. Did y'all miss me? Come on. Admit it. Y'all missed me. Y'all missed me. Come on. I want to hear one of y'all say it. One of y'all say it. Come on. Well, welcome back. We did miss you. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I missed y'all. I was very excited. I had a really good time last time, and we're gonna have another good time. Again! We're gonna have another good time. So we're gonna get started, everybody. We're gonna get started with some new reaction images. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me tell you guys. Let me tell y'all. How old are each of the main three? I think it was Danny the dog who asked me that same question last week, and also somebody on my Tumblr asked me that same question. They're all like around their 20s. Do you know what kind of people you invited by saying that? Uh, I'd assume other adults. I'd hope other adults. Why can I not transform it? That's so stupid, dude. Come on. Program. Very special artist, says Mr. Blue Sky. Ugh. Oh, shut up. That's gross. Honestly, you're making me want to draw too. Please do so. You guys can totally draw. Somebody in my last stream said, oh, this is like good background noise for me to draw with, and I'm like, that's perfect. This could all be like a draw sesh. This could be like a bonding experience for all of us, you know what I mean? Wait, I forgot about the fan art. I left for some reason, but I'm gonna go back to drawing. Yeah, please do. Y'all go, you guys are 100% allowed to draw while we're streaming. Or while I'm streaming. It's fine. I have no issue with y'all doing so. It could be fun. It could be like a like we're all like imagine us all sitting around a table, and we all have all our art supplies, and we're just kind of like having a good old time. That's what I do with the guys, my friends, back in college. Like we would just all kind of like scribble around. I think that's something we do. We still do where we like get together once every month and just draw and create stuff. Bounce ideas off of each other. It's a good time. It's a good time. One animator asks a question. By the way, lore question. Where did Oddball actually come from? I'm so curious. I'm not allowed, I can't tell you that right now. But let me just tell you, oh man, I'm excited to have y'all learn a little bit more about Oddball himself, because nobody really knows where he came from. But thank you for thinking about that. I'm really glad. Smiley says, I really can't describe how much joy you bring me in the 20 seconds I've seen of you so far. Oh, shut up, you! Oh, shut up! Mr. Shiny says, wow, Rubber Hose cartoon, my favorite style. My favorite, too. Yeah, Tails Doll asks, what got me into Rubber Hose animation? That's a very good question. I guess when I was a kid, we used to have these VHS tapes with a bunch of like old cartoons on them. I'm not sure if they were like bootleg or something, but we had a bunch of old cartoons on there. And I don't know, I guess I just really fascinated by the black and white, because we also had a bunch of like Disney DVDs and just Disney movies and Disney VHS tapes and stuff like that. But obviously, they were all more modern films, so they were like in color. But for some reason, like the black and white cartoons, they like fascinated me specifically because they were in black and white, and they were doing all these kinds of these crazy things, and I was like, wow, I really like that more. And for some reason, I was also very fixated over the fact that all the characters were wearing gloves. I don't know why. I just thought that was a really cool design thing. And it carried over because even outside of Inkwell Insanity, all my characters still wear some variation of gloves. And it's kind of funny because it's like even the characters that aren't inherently cartoony, they all have gloves, and yeah, that's what. Will we ever see more of the egg, says Blue Sky? I don't know. I just had it there for like a joke, like a short joke. But you guys, for some reason, you guys are very like captivated over the egg. Because I keep getting like questions about that egg, and I'm like, it's just a damn egg, you guys. It's nothing special. It's just a funny joke, a goof, a gaff, even. Dungeon Yeep says, I love the art style. Thank you. The art style loves you too. You see that? You're the first person in the planet to be loved by an art style. It's not the other way around. It's just for you. Hope you know that. That one animator says, question, do you go to an art college? If so, any tips on portfolio to get one? To get into one? I am not in any art college. I say I'm in college, but I mean I'm college aged. I dropped out because school. I think I do better learning from experience, I guess. But I can't really help you there. I guess just go online and look up what other people have done for their portfolios and work from there. Um, Either way, I don't really want to get like an art job. I want to just be an independent artist. I think that's just more fulfilling for me personally. Because one, I get to own all the artwork I create. Two, I'm my own boss, so I don't have to listen to somebody and draw stuff I don't care about. And three, I don't know, the art industry is kind of not fun right now, which is very upsetting. But, you know, I think I'm finding new purpose in drawing these comics, which makes me very happy. Anyways, Smiley says, did one of your inspirations just happen to be the Animaniacs? I have a friend that loves that show. Yeah, actually. I've had people like straight up say, "Oh, Oddball looks like Yakko or something like that." And I'm like, "Does he? Is it just the pants or is there like anything else?" Cuz like I feel like that's kind of where their relation ends. Like they don't really have much in common outside of that. Oh, you guys, I have a funny story for y'all. I almost got scammed, like straight up. Like this one person online was all like, "Oh, can you give me a commission?" And I'm all like, "Awesome." I didn't announce that I'd be doing commissions on this account yet, but I guess I'll experiment a little bit with it. So I was like, sure, I'll give you a commission. And so this person, it was a lady on the profile picture, but who's to say it really was a lady? So she wanted me to draw a picture of her son, like, with his name in the middle of, like, the image or something with a simple background. And I was all like, okay, yeah, sure, I could do that. And so I tell her to send me the money through PayPal, because she was all like, oh, I don't know how to use Ko-Fi. So, which should have been my first red flag, because I explicitly chose to get Ko-Fi to avoid getting scammed, because Ko-Fi, the way it works is you come to me first, you tell me what you want, and then you pay. And then I start making your art or something like that. I only work once I get paid, you know? You can't have that security when you're not on Ko-Fi. I was like, okay, sure, I'll make a compromise for you. We can probably go through PayPal. You can pay me through PayPal. And she was like, okay, sure. She sends me the money, but then I get an email from PayPal supposedly, and they're all like, yeah, you need to like upgrade to a business profile in order for us to send you all this money. And I'm all like, okay, that's a little weird. It's never needed me to do that before. And so I contacted the commission person because I was like, hey, I can't send you the money, or I haven't received your money for the commission. And she was all like, really? But I sent you the money. And I'm like, well, I have never received it. And she was all like, well, maybe we can work something out. Can you continue to read the email? Maybe it says something. And so I read through the email again, and it says something along the lines of, the sender is going to send you $200, and you need to send that money back, or something like that, so that the limit expands, so that you can officially start sending more money through PayPal. And I'm all like, okay. So I tell the lady, she sends me, supposedly, the $200 that I'm supposed to send back to her. She was all like, okay, I sent you the money. Can you send the money back to me now? And I'm all like, oh, well, I still have not received the money. It doesn't show up on my PayPal. And she was like, oh, you might have to move some money from your actual bank account, and it'll cancel out or something like that. And then I'm all like, okay. And PayPal steps in before I even send the $200, and it was all like, oh, you're sending way too much money. You are going to get ripped off. And then I'm all like, you know what? That's a good point. Maybe up to this point, I'm all like, maybe that's a good point. Maybe up to this point, it's sketchy. So anyways, I tell the client, oh yeah, PayPal isn't letting me send the money because it's saying that it's sketchy. And I'm like, well, maybe we can also send it through another app, because the email also said you're allowed to send something through another app, like Cash App. And so I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I moved the money to my Cash App. Cash App does the exact same thing. And then the user was all like, you know what? Let me try something. I'm going to use a different account. And so she uses a different account to receive the money from me. But the account had a different name. Like the first account I was supposed to send the money to said something like Bonnie Bennett as like the user. And then she requested money with a new account saying, send money to Samantha something. Like, it had a completely different person's name. So I'm all like, why does the second account say Samantha? And then she was all like, oh, well, it's just for my work. I have my coworker's PayPal account here on my phone. And I'm all like, why the hell do you have your friend's Cash App account on your phone? That's not normal. You don't do that. And so I start to like really, really notice the cracks in this lady's story. Because then she starts requesting more money from other accounts that have completely different names. And I'm all here like, okay, I'm gonna do a little thing. I'm gonna look something up. And she keeps blowing up my messages. She's all like, how long is it gonna take for you to send the money? I kinda need that like right now. And I'm all like, yeah, I'll get back with you. And so I go on the internet and I do a little bit of like a quick little research thing. And this should have been so obvious from the start, but then I went on Reddit and there was a bunch of people like talking about how that's like actually a very common scam. And they're all like, oh yeah, PayPal is never gonna like ask you like send more money back to the user. And I'm like, that's so obvious. How did I not notice that? I'm such an idiot. I could have easily been scammed. The lady, she starts blowing up my phone for the commission. And I'm like, I can't talk to this lady anymore. So I just blocked her. I blocked her on my Tumblr and that's it. Man, but I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Mouse, what is happening? Oh, I started ranting about a story that happened to me yesterday where I almost got ripped off for a commission on my Tumblr for another art account. Yeah, this happened yesterday, Reaper. This literally happened yesterday. Because $200, that's like almost the amount of money I pay for like my car insurance. Smiley says, I'll always block anyone who seems even slightly off. You know what? I need to be more like you. Okay, Reaper, now I really feel like drawing my OCs in an older animation style for this. You can. I'm also taking commissions on my Ko-Fi. Hopefully you guys won't rip me off. So y'all, if you want a commission from me, I can draw you something. I lowered the prices on my commissions. They're like super cheap now. It's like, I think $5 for a sketch now, and I think 10 for inks, and then 20 for like flats and color, and then I think 30 for fully rendered artwork. So yeah, I can make you some art if you want. Jubber says, hey, you know what? I feel bad about Oddball since he's homeless. Yeah, he is. It is upsetting. Skimmit the Dalmatian says, lol, came across you immediately. Reminded me of Pumpkin Potion. I love Pumpkin Potion. I gotta watch your streams more often. Reaper says, geez, what's with people and scamming trying to do their jobs? It's because artists are so desperate to make a living off of drawing art and doing what they love that they will basically like succumb to any sort of like pressure to like make money off of art. And so that's why it's pretty easy to manipulate an artist off of drawing. It's really unfortunate, and anybody who does that is an evil bastard who should be killed or something. Or we should have them like tied to a pillar in a cage full of lions or something. Or we could like throw rocks at them. I think that'd be very funny. Froggy Art says, I'm trying to do commission, but I'm scared because of scams. It's just the risk. Like, I opened commissions recently, and I literally told you guys about a scam I just experienced. Yeah, but, you know, just be careful. Do a lot of research on, like, very common scams. Keep an eye out for, like, any red flags you might notice. Anything that seems remotely sketchy. And make sure they pay you first. Okay? No exceptions. Make sure you get paid first. Or at least have access to receiving the money. Anyways, here's the new, artwork, the reaction image we're drawing. It's of Whisper the Wolf from the Sonic IDW comics saying, it's so peak. Smiley says, I can't get a refund on Procreate Dreams, but hey, you live and learn. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Procreate Dreams is better now. Like, it was total dookie when it came out, but I don't know, maybe it got updated. Reaper says, do you have any tips before I try to draw in the old-time style? Keep things simplistic. Keep things very simple. This is a very simple animation style, or art style. The whole point is that it's supposed to be easy to animate and draw, so don't worry too much about details. Like, don't worry about giving your characters, like, folds in their clothing, or giving them perfect, anatomically correct bodies, because they're cartoons, dude. They don't need that. Like, no one's gonna judge you from, like, incorrectly drawing a cartoon, because cartoons are incorrect to draw. Nothing about these characters is realistic. So, just keep things simple. Simple shapes for their designs. Keep no joints in their bodies, like no joints in their appendages. Everything's just noodles. All their body parts are noodles. I don't know, maybe I'll make a more in-depth tutorial about it, because it seems like a lot of people keep asking me specifically on how I draw my characters. Kitty Meowington asks, so Oswald is Bon Bon's grandfather. Can we get some history, family history on that? No. I'm saving that for, more random lore drops I decide to do. Or just full on, like, because I want to make comic books, you guys. And I want to save those big plot points for the comic books. Because right now, my comics are just joke of the week comic strips, you know? Like something I post every week just so that you can laugh at, you know? You can't really fit too much lore into that. So, yeah, sorry, big lore reveals, you're gonna have to wait for a while. Chocolate Nizumi says, how do you make your comics so entertaining? You guys, thank you so much. I guess don't try to copy what already came out, I guess, which is a no-brainer, but it's like, I feel like when I see a lot of people draw Rubber Hose OCs, they try too much making it look like something that already exists. Like, I see people draw their characters to act like Mickey Mouse. And, you know, you have the opportunity to make this character however you like. You don't have to make him act that way. You can make him completely different. So, do it. So yeah, that uniqueness definitely helps. So it's like, it's familiar. People look at this art and they're like, oh, Disney? Mickey Mouse? Cuphead? Bendy? No. Oddball, Inkwell Insanity. Because then they read the comics and they're like, oh wow, this is actually good. This is original stuff. I like it. So that's my first bit of advice. But also just take inspiration from a variety of things. Like, Inkwell Insanity isn't 100% 30s accurate. I never intended it to be. I just wanted it to be a modernized version of an old cartoon. I am a modern artist. I'm going to make modern art. I am just taking inspiration off of what already exists. So in terms of humor, it's just all kinds of wacky nonsense that makes me laugh. Because, I don't know, you look at those, I own some classic cartoon comics, like I own some Popeye comics, and I own some Mickey Mouse comics. And I'm going to be honest, most of the humor, some of it is good, some of it is timeless humor, but a lot of it is just so dated. Like, and I'm not just talking about, oh, it's racist. It's also just not funny to me. And I don't want to take inspiration off of something that I don't inherently find funny. So, what I do is I just kind of look up, I don't know, whenever I'm on the internet, sometimes I find a meme that is really funny and it makes me genuinely laugh, and I think, oh, how can I make this my own? And so I basically just retell the same joke, but my version of it. Or maybe I see somebody else making a webcomic and I like their joke and I try to like tell the same joke but with my own spin on it, you know? Just experiment. Take inspiration off of a variety of things. And that's how you end up creating something that's legitimately entertaining for a lot of people. Don Rusty Shackleford says, don't let Disney see this, no. Disney can't do anything to me. I'm not using any Disney characters. They can only sue me if I'm directly using their characters, which I am not. I am only using the art style, a popular art style that Disney did not create, by the way. And either way, Disney can't copyright an art style. You can't copyright an art style. Nobody can. You can only copyright characters and a bunch of other stuff that I recommend y'all do your own research on. But I think it's concepts, characters, stories, artworks, illustrations, stuff like that. But not art style. You can't copyright art style. So as long as I'm not using any Disney characters, I am fine. The only exception to that is because Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and Mickey Mouse are public domain, and I have confirmed that those two characters exist in Inkwell Insanity, I can use those original versions that are public domain, so I'm fine. I've had a lot of people, like, look at my characters and they're like, oh, you gotta be careful with Disney. Disney can't do anything. They really can't. Even if they wanted to, they can't. If anything, I could probably sue them for trying to sue me, assuming they actually try to pull through with it. Besides, kids are smart. Kids will know that that's not Mickey Mouse. They'll know, especially if I make them different enough in personality, you know? So I'm fine. But thank you for your concern. I just wanted to teach you, I wanted to educate y'all a little bit more on, a little bit on law and public domain and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm almost done with this reaction image. Pretty cool. Anyways, let's see what else we gotta add. Sorry, I'm gonna like stop reading the chat for a little bit. I just kind of want to focus on the drawing. Oh, I forgot to draw the speech bubble. I forgot to draw the speech bubble. Okay, I'll scale down the drawing so that I can like draw. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. It's a perfect. Damn, I'm so cringe, man. There we go. Alright, perfect. Alrighty. I think this is the most people I've gotten on my stream. Because how many of y'all are here? Oh, the number went down. Or maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so I only got like 62 new followers from this stream. And there's 25 of y'all right now. Okay. Silver says, just haven't been in the best mood of lately. Or right now. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Yarnaby says, just wondering, when drawing your rubber hose-like style, does it have to be completely accurate? No, it doesn't have to be. If you want to be historically accurate, yeah, you can. But Inkwell Insanity isn't historically accurate. It's not supposed to be historically accurate because there was a lot of not okay stuff in those old cartoons, and I don't want to support that kind of content. I just like the art, and I like how fluid the animation is. So, if you ask me, no, it does not need to be accurate. It can be a revitalized version of the style, for all I care. If anything, making it more your own style, just with the rubber hose elements, I think makes it better, because you're being more original by doing that way, you know? It's like, it's familiar, but because it's not directly copying something that already exists, people are gonna be more like, oh, wow, this is cool, you know? I already spoke about it, but that's what I think, because besides their personalities, a lot of design principles I have are very modern. Like, the tufts of hair or fur that Oddball has on the sides of his head, the things that people keep comparing Animaniacs to Oddball to, that was not a thing in the 1930s. They didn't give their characters random tufts of hair anywhere. So, yeah, I've broken a lot of rules in terms of making this style accurate, but there are a few things that you do have to keep in mind in order for something to still be considered rubber hose, you know? Like, keep everything simple in terms of body proportions, simple shapes, no joints. They just have to have smooth, fluid, appendages, you know? It doesn't have to be black and white. Like, you can make a modern-day rubber hose cartoon character, like Spinel from Steven Universe is an example of that. She is a modern rubber hose character because she has a simple design, she has the noodly limbs, and that's kind of it. Just make it easy to animate and simple body proportions. That's really all there is to it. Nothing overly complex. You don't need to give your character too many details. Just don't overthink it, basically. Kitty Meowington says, so, you are planning on saying Oddball Comics? Is it going to be digital, physical, or both? I mean, I post my comics on the website. Oh, you mean the comic books? Oh, I want to mainly sell them physical comic books, because that'd just be so... Yeah. I'm gonna be selling, Man, I lost my train of thought. I'm just so overwhelmed with like all these thoughts that I want to talk to you guys about that I cannot like get my words out. But yeah, I plan on selling oddball comic books. They're gonna be mainly physical because I do want them to be a lot more accessible, like physically, or like I want them to like I want them to be accessible, so digital would be better. But I feel like if my comic reaches that level of popularity, people will just start taking the comic book pages from the digital files or something, and they'll just re-upload them anywhere they want for free. And I don't know, I on one hand, I think it's good that people like my art so much that they would want to like jump through hurdles to like see it and want to have other people see it as well. But I also want to do this full time, and the only way to do that is if I'm getting paid to do it. So I would like it if I would probably just strictly sell them physically or something, like on my website or something. Like you could buy issues of it or something whenever I'd release them. But yeah, I plan on selling oddball comic books. At some point I will. At some point I will. I have to plan for it, and I have to do all the stuff. I tried writing the script for the first story I had planned, but I ended up hating it. And I ended up revising it so many times. Ugh. Oh man, water is so good. Which one did I not do yet? Oh, wait, this one's perfect. Insert as reference image. Okay, this one features Mr. Hippo from Five Nights at Freddy's. And it's by Connie. I think I'm gonna put Humphrey, because I don't have Humphrey. I've only done reaction images with the main three. The main three tunes I use for Inkwell Insanity. Oddball, Bonbon, and Webster. But I have never drawn Humphrey in any of these reaction images. But it's probably because Humphrey's not really a main character. He's more like a side character or an obstacle for, like, Oddball. But yeah, you know what? I'll do Humphrey. Humphrey is the hippo guy. The hippo who... He's supposed to be a police officer, if y'all couldn't tell. You could start small with friends and then just kind of expand. Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea. Emma Lilith, you could just show your friends your artwork first. Friends and family members, people who you know are going to support you. And then once you're more confident, you can start putting it out.
Hey, who wants to play?
Oh, the water is so good. Dude, all my homies underestimate water, dude. Like, when do you realize that water is actually amazing? Chat, do we have any water drinkers in the chat? I need to know. I need to know desperately if we have any water drinkers. Because I swear to God, everybody villainizes water like it's the most disgusting thing on the planet. No, water is amazing. I love water. Like, if I could be anything, I'd be a little fish. That way I'd always be in water. Do we have any water drinkers in the chat? A fandom girl. I'm a VA. Oh, interesting. Cartoon cat. Howdy ho, everybody.
Howdy ho, everybody.
That's what you sound like. KX McNugget says, who's villainizing water? Everybody I know. It's always, oh, you don't drink cola? Oh, I want a Pepsi. Oh, a Sprite will do. What about water, dude? What about water? Dude, water is great. You don't need to have all that extra stuff for your drink. If you just need a drink, just get water. No, but I get so pissed off because then I get like people, they come up to me and they're like, oh, Ben, I'm so thirsty. Ben, where can we find somewhere to drink? I need something to drink, Ben, please. And then I'm all like, oh, well, there's a water fountain over there. Yeah, but I don't like water. But you said you were thirsty. Yeah, but I want some soda. You said you were thirsty. Drink the freaking water, you idiot. It's survival, man. If you need it to survive and you are so thirsty, then drink the water. Emma Lilith says, water is so good, but soda can dehydrate sometimes. Soda is supposed to dehydrate you or something. It's like a sugary drink. It's like sugar absorbs water or something like that. James, golly gee, I love being hydrated. Me too. Paige says, water is so much better. Yeah, it is. Soda is overrated. Cheeseman McCheesington. Or Cheesington. Cat says, 1980s art style. This is a joke. It's very peak. Well, joke's on you, fella. This is 1920s slash 1930s, not 1980s. 1980s would be like Nickelodeon or something. No, Nickelodeon's like 90s. 80s would be more like He-Man and Thundercats and the original Transformers. 1980s would be like Ninja Turtles, says Just James. Yeah, you're correct too. Basically, that more action-esque limited animation style was 80s. Because back then, every cartoon that existed had to have a marketable toy line. Like, they existed purely to sell toys. The 1920s through 1930s, which is the animation style I'm replicating, it was more experimental. Like, people were just trying new things, basically. Also, you guys, we're almost done. 1, 2, 3 images. One more, and the live stream will be over. Big Mama's Ciela says, "You are such a sweetie. You're just a sweetie. You seem so polite." Oh, no. No, I'm not. No. 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 I think it'd be cute if we... Okay, here's the Dipper. Here's the Dipper drawing. It's really cute. Look at him. He's such a little guy. Look at him. He's just kind of chilling out on the couch. He's just having a good old time. Okay. I love Gravity Falls, you guys. It's one of my favorite cartoons ever. Emma that says, "You kind of sound like Dipper." No, I don't. Stop it, guys! I was referencing that one episode from Gravity Falls. I'm not sure if y'all got it. Oh, heck yeah. See, this is already coming together. Look at him. He's the king of the house. Webster is literally the king. Look at him. Webster's the king we all need. Look at him. He looks so cute. Look at him, guys. He's so cute. He's such a cute little duck. I Eat Dirt says, "Rubber Hose better than most modern 3D animation. What I want is for them to bring back that Popeye animated movie. They leaked the animatic for it, and people said it was okay at most. But I want to see the final product, because it was like Rubber Hose animation, but in a modernized 3D style, kind of like what they did with Hotel Transylvania. The animation for that movie was great, but the story was actual booty cheeks." Emily says, "Oh, don't get me started on the Popeye movie." Well, we're gonna get started on the Popeye movie because I'm still pissed off that they decided to go for the Emoji Movie. And, okay, a lot of people think, oh, the exaggeration for the Emoji Movie was kind of unnecessary, and like, or at least from what I've seen from my friends. And maybe, but though unfortunately I heard, from what people have said about, for the few people that have seen the full animatic on YouTube, because it was leaked for a moment in time before it was taken down, it was okay at most, but it had a lot of pop culture references, which is unfortunate, but I don't know. I mean, I still would have liked to see it. I don't know. It would have just been, I want them to do something with these characters again, because it's like, Popeye has not had anything new in years. And it'd just be great if we were, like, bring that guy back or something. And I kind of get why they can't bring him back. It's because, how do you market a character like Popeye to children? Because nowadays, unfortunately, cartoons are strictly for babies. So, they're not going to know how to market Popeye to kids, because the entire series is about two buff dudes beating each other up. And, like, adults, they're gonna think that the comedy and the animation style is too goofy, so they're not gonna make it, like, they're not gonna market it for adults, even though it is kind of a dark-humored cartoon. I'd say the best way to market Popeye is for teenagers, because you want to know another show I know that is basically just buff dudes beating each other up? Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball. It's kind of the same thing. You could just make it just really absurdist, goofy humor for, like, the Popeye series. Just make it a raunchy series for teenagers or something. And it's buff dudes beating each other up. That's literally what Dragon Ball is. Teenagers love Dragon Ball. Even adults. Even some kids like it. Some people let their kids watch Dragon Ball, which, I mean, I guess it's fine, but I don't know. It's anime. Anime still has some perverty moments, and, you know, I'm not sure if I were a parent, I wouldn't let my kid watch anime, even though I watch anime. But, you know, people will do what they like, even if it is... whether I agree with it or not. Whatever. Just James says, I would think to market Popeye, since he eats spinach, then he'd teach kids to eat their veggies. You're right, you're so right. But modern cartoon censorship doesn't really allow violence into a lot of cartoons, unfortunately. Like I'm pretty sure they watered down the new version of Ben 10, like the one that came out a couple of years ago, because they didn't want him to, like, actually physically punch any aliens or something. Which kind of defeats the whole point of him turning into the aliens in the first place, because the whole point is that he can beat up bad guys and stuff. But I guess not. Whatever. I guess he can only use his powers to do really basic stuff. Whatever. I guess. Whatever. The only way for somebody to, like, properly reboot Popeye is if they understood what the character is about and had somewhat creative freedom to, like, make him... I don't know. It's frustrating. I feel like Popeye can only work as, like, an indie project is what I'm thinking. You know? Smiley says, so many reboots, especially Powerpuff Girls, aren't allowed to be in themselves because of lack of violence. A little bit. Like, I get it. Violence isn't okay to teach children. I wouldn't want to teach my child violence. Correction, it's also the parents' responsibility to teach their child the difference between fiction and reality. So, they should tell their kid, oh yeah, you should probably not beat up a random person just because they piss you off, you know? Like, that shouldn't be just the network's responsibility, you know? And that's just ignoring the stuff on the internet. But I mean, I guess most of you guys are kids anyway, so I guess I have to appreciate you guys for liking my comics. But, you know what? I feel like the original version of Popeye is public domain, actually. I could probably reboot Popeye. Like, I know how to... I know not to go too far. I already confirmed that Oswald the Lucky Rabbit and Mickey Mouse exist in Inkwell Insanity. And I do want to show off other characters in the public domain. I could probably do that. Demon Doodle says, I think Betty Boop is free. Yeah, the original dog version of Betty Boop is public domain. 2031, public domains, Betty Boop and Popeye. 2031. Damn. And it's 2026 right now. That's like almost 5 years, 5 or 6 years from now. But the original versions of Betty Boop and Popeye are public domain. Like, the comic strip version of Popeye is public domain, and the dog, because Betty Boop was originally a dog with long, droopy ears. That version is public domain, so I can use those. Though I would like to make a human design for her. I feel like that's the more iconic one. People are more likely to recognize that one. I'll compromise. I'll make a compromise. I'm sure I'll make something. Silver says, what do you think of Disney horror movies? They're cheap and stupid, and I don't care that much about them. But, I don't know, I feel like you could do a good job. Any idea, even if it's really stupid, can be a good idea if well executed. And so far, I've seen those ideas are doo-doo. They're just not creative. They only exist to, like, profit off of the character in the public domain. Genuinely believe that any idea can be a good idea if well executed. Like, an example of that, I think, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That concept is so unbelievably stupid. The concept of it. A bunch of Ninja Turtles. No, they're ninjas that are also turtles, and they're teenagers, and they eat pizza and they skateboard. That concept sounds so out of nowhere and so random that if not well done, people will look at you and you think, oh, you're an idiot for coming up with this idea. That's stupid. Turtles are slow. They could never be ninjas. But because they did a good job at executing it, it is one of the biggest franchises in the world. And you can apply that to any single property that exists out there. Sonic the Hedgehog, my personal favorite. I'm a Sonic fan. A hedgehog that runs at supersonic speed. It's blue. It can roll itself up into a ball, and its body is basically a weapon. It breaks and smashes robots, and it fights this fat doctor robot dude. That's stupid once you describe it, but because it's well done, it's awesome. Silver says, like, why a Betty Boop one? Yeah, exactly. Why the hell, out of all the things they could have done with Betty Boop, why make a public domain horror movie of Betty Boop? Betty Boop wouldn't do that. None of that does not work. None of it works. It's all stupid. It's all just garbage. I do not support any of that. And, well, look at that, you guys. We're finally done with all the reaction images. They're all done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 reaction images. We've completed all of them, which unfortunately that means it's time to end the stream. Next week we will be drawing more reaction images, and I think it's going to be the last time I'll ever make reaction images, because I kind of want to draw other stuff now. But the week after that, we're going to redesign some classic cartoon characters. I think it'd be fun. Well, you guys, it's been a nice, lovely day. We've had a fun time. We've had some laughs. And until next time, I will see you guys next Sunday. That's all, folks. Bye-bye.